Hello, hello, Maria. How are you?
I am good. I'm good. Exciting times ahead. I'm doing really well. Thank you. Fresh from my holiday.
Oh, so nice. You did the Tachyon workshop a few months ago now. It was in March, last March, and I was very
Months ago now.
curious. Yes. So now you can share also about the process that can happen after. And first,
Yes.
I just want to say congratulations because you are actually the first lady come from Australia who did this workshop. so, so I think,
Yes.
yes, I can ask you pioneer, definitely. And so for that, like really congratulations, because it's not easy just to dive into an experience that no one knows anything about that, but you felt something
I
inside.
felt it
And
straight away.
that is
And
my
maybe
main
the first one from the Philippines too. Yeah.
exactly. Of course.
Am I? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I don't know. Like I better ask. So
exactly.
two of the countries. There you go. And
exactly. Why are you jumping on it?
yes, well, I think it's one of those things when you're already in a level out of the body that I think we just meet up there somewhere, when the souls are already kind of up there. I think our souls find a way to meet each other. So by the time you messaged me, it was already because I'm looking for it, and it was like no time at all. And now I know what the tachyon speed is. Hello. And I think I even define my life as before tachyon and after tachyon, right?
Mm,
Because
yes.
and I never knew what tachyon is. I don't know. Up till now, I'm still going, what? But it's not for the mind or for us to understand. It's just to be, to live this life and just let it flow and flow and flow and be fearless about it. So it's not like it drove me. I think, and it's not like what it's driving me. I think it's a present tense that you are just driven, not even driven by it. You're just riding this wave that you're on top of, and it just carries you, and everything's effortless, everything's fearless, everything just feels good. Things might not be working out in my mind. If I look back and I want to pick on it, I'll go, well, that hasn't happened, that hasn't happened, that hasn't happened. But it doesn't matter, because
Mm,
things don't need to happen, things don't need to be a certain way. It just is. And you're
mm,
just, you know where everything is, you know where you're going, you know where everything will come from. It's just this, it's pretty amazing.
mm.
I can't explain it, but I think you know what I'm talking about.
Do you mean it's everything is more clear, more fluent?
Yes, there is no like doubt or fear. If it's not happening or it's happening, you know that I'm not stressed about it. I'm not worried about it. If the things that are happening, some of the things, it's not where I want to be. Before I'd be like stressed, worried. I'd be like pushing everything, doing everything I can, like that uphill push. Now it's like, it's cool. There's something probably getting worked out somewhere. Something will happen, something will come to me. And then in the meantime, you're just happy living life. I don't know if that makes sense. You're just not worried about anything. Yeah, it's a really
Mm.
great feeling to be in that constant, um, beautiful, effervescent, just this thing happens when you go and do the Tachyon workshop. I explain it to friends and I don't even need to explain it. They just know it.
yes, because how was your experience? Like the first meet you had with Paol, who is actually driving this workshop. Like, how was your first dive into the Tachyon?
Let's not talk now. That experience is not to be talked about that way because I think it's different for every person. But I was just
yes.
putting my hand on my head, going, what the heck is happening here? I just felt like I was taken to a place where I've never been taken before.
Mm.
And and then it clicked. Oh my God. And then you just go, blah, 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 blah. You're like, what a lie. What the heck was that? Oh my God, it's my life. I can start now knowing knowing how powerful I really am, right? It's and you just have a bit of a laugh, after the second day. in the first day and the second day, you're going,
Yes.
what is this, And it really is that. Like you come to, and it's however deep you want to take it. If you want to take it as deep as possible, then you're just like transcending all these lifetimes and you're going, wow, I can let this lesson repeat itself, or I can just like that, just drop it and go, bye. And then freedom lies ahead because I don't need to be encumbered by anything. I don't need to be stopped or held back or held down. So I go, why isn't everyone doing this? I don't get it.
Really, I think that the main thing is just because people ignore it. Really, like it's not something very famous. Paol created all these experiences like 5 or 6 years ago, so it's quite new. And before we started to speak about that in France, so it grew up in France, and now it's just the beginning for the Anglophone world. So that's why you are really in the first people who are English speakers, who are the chance just to experience that. And I think that you already used to do a lot of things, like about energies. You are a doctor and an expert in mental health. You help many people stuck in their addiction. You're also an entrepreneur. You have your own shop, and so you do a lot of things. Like, it's just incredible. You are a very dynamic, sportive, clever girl, and you did a quantum retreat. You made a lot of people very involved, committed in neurosciences, etc. For you, what is the big difference with all of that and the Tachyon?
Yes. Well, first, as soon as I did the Tachyon workshop, in just that week after, so I did it on the weekend, and in that week, everything just fell apart because I had a shop and I knew I shouldn't be working there and playing so small, like in this little shop with with who I am and what I know. I'm here making shakes and making things for people. I mean, nothing against that, but I just knew that I was doing that to help my partner, but it's not who I am. But before Tachyon, you just kind of do it, right? You just kind of settle and it's okay. You don't want to cause any trouble, this, that, and that. But as soon as I did Tachyon the next day, I'm just like, talk to his business partner. I talked to my partner and I'm like, that's it. I'm not working there anymore. I'm doing this. So already big deal. Like it's blew up, and I even told you, oh my God, I think I'm going to break up. This is like, and I think it feels that way. Like things that you have, it's all going to fall apart, not because it's bad, but because it's not meant to be that way. If you're playing small with a lot of things, that's going to just go boom. And it's going to be taken out from under you. Things that are not good for you, which you don't know, it hasn't been. It's hard to explain. So that's the main difference. Because I've done all the retreats and the quantum stuff, and the change is still hasn't happened even a year after I've done all the massive things, spent a lot of money. A year later, you're still scratching your head going, oh my God, how much more breath work do I need to do? How much more healing? How much more writhing on the floor going, and cry, tears, regressions. How much times do I have to forgive my mom? Like 20 times. Dad that died already. And you can get stuck when you do those modalities. You can get so in an addiction with it, right? Thinking that you need to keep letting go, to keep rehashing, to keep healing. It's like, dude, when I did TAC, it's like, no, you don't. So it's a big difference. Like the way I am, it's just a massive difference. But when people ask me, what's the tangible effects? Well, I just felt that recently. Because I went to the Philippines. So I bought my first unit. Like I'm 46. I haven't bought a home because I felt this, that, and the other. So all these things, my mind's playing with me, saying all sorts of limitation stuff. And then I just go to the Philippines and then I bought a unit just like that. I did an interview the other day and oh my God, it's on camera. And he's like, how do you deal with stress? And I'm like, stress?
What is it?
And then
I don't
he was
remember.
like, hey, it's been like a couple of months since I've dealt with stress. I don't know what that is. And whether it sounded disingenuous, I don't really care, because you sort of come to a point with Tachyon where you just don't give a shit, because there's nothing to be stressed about. There's no fear, right? And yeah, so what's stress? I don't get it, right? So that was so funny, because things happen, but you're not stressed about it.
Yeah.
You're not worried. You're not anxious.
And first, because you know that you have everything to face to what happened to you. And is that the main thing with Tachyon? Because there is a lot of tools inside the workshop, and there is the Tachyon way also to doing things, to change things literally, immediately. And so you know that, okay, whatever it happened to me, I know that I have everything to manage it, but in a very concrete way. Like, it's not an imagination, it's not magic. It's because you understand the process, the mechanism. It's more a scientific understanding about how you can functioning with life, and you mix that with your intuition, and boom.
That's it. Oh, I mean, Paol explains so many of these aspects so clearly, and I wish I understand French, because I'm sure even if because I guess her first language isn't English, so I'm sure there's something more eloquent there, but it doesn't matter, because I understood it anyway, because it hits you here. And even if the word is saying one thing, it's saying something in here, and you're just understanding it anyway. So yeah, he delved into a lot of, like, how can there's nothing to fear, and just a lot of stuff about that in the first and the second days, and all the practical stuff, not just to do it over and over again. And I'm not carrying it anymore. It's done. It's finished. Right. Yeah. So that's the great thing about that.
And so today, with your own words, how could you describe what is Tachyon? Like, for people who will listen it and like, but what are they talking about?
Yes. Well, from what I can see when I go in and access or harness or access Tachyon, right, it is a place where everything comes from, right? So there's a 0 point, like, energy, there's a unified field, all the source, whatever. And beyond that, or as part of that, are the particles that makes whatever we want happen, right? So it's kind of there. And then when I harness it, it just like, I can make anything happen right now, go whatever, do whatever. And I can defy everything. I can do whatever I want, right? I can defy everything if I want to. I can be all the high level not emotions, all the high level manifestations that I want. I might not have it right then and there, but the workings of it, the way it's going to come to, it's already building itself. And then my heart will just point me to where it's going to be. Right. And I'll just know instinctively where it is, because this particles. And when I was researching it, Higgs boson, Tachyon is a bosonic particle, right? So like Higgs boson, or that one that CERN spent like 13 billion to go and find. This is what Paol has discovered, right? To access and harness. And there is a way, once you do the workshop, kind of go to that and be that, and then live this life as one with it, right? So then everything is just one with you. So, we've got plans to bring it to people, but I'm not worried of how and why it's going to come, right? And you and I know that. It's almost like, well, too bad. I mean, we've got this amazing thing, and even the way you guys, when I bring someone to you, the way people are going to have access to it. There's no like sales talk, or there's no like push them and trick them and this, that. No, you don't even want them to pay for it until they've thought about it. And it's like, you think about it, right? It's there. When you really want it, then you accept it. Whereas with the other places where I've closed before, you do all these ninja mind tricks and things, take them away, bring it here, do that, do this, do that, 20K for this program, and oh, if you don't do it now, then it's going to be 30K. And it's just so much trickery and so much stuff to get their credit card right then and there. And then with you guys, I'm going, well, I need to get their money so that they know they'll do this. And it's like, no, if they don't do it, they miss out. And I'm like, oh my God, that's the way to really do life, or that's the way to really do it. Let them want it. And then there's no trickery or foolery or refunds or whatever people do when they've been forced or manipulated to do something.
Exactly. And with the Tachyon is just very important because people need to be fully committed to benefits from the Tachyon, because if they just go because they are a little bit curious, or because they are just they don't know how to do, or how to say, they are addicted just to do courses and workshop, and they say, oh, okay, just one more. No. Tachyon is something so radical, so shifting, like, as people need to really understand that it's an accelerator, and it's accelerate everything. So you need to be aware about what you want in life. It's for people who knows where they want to go in life.
Exactly. And I really think it's a thing that, when you tell people about it, and the way that they come at you would be representative of where they're at in their spiritual development.
Yeah.
If that makes sense, right? Because if they just it's like, that's okay, right? There's nothing wrong with that, but we just need to go and do whatever we need to do, talk to them a little bit more, tell them something. But there's nothing to tell with this, because it's either, you can explain how good the steak tastes, with the red in the middle, and it melts in your mouth, and it's beautiful. But with this, they've got to know that they're the ones that's going to come up with the resources and take the chance, because the chance ain't that. It's a small amount of money for the biggest happiness you can have. It's like, it's a no-brainer for me, right?
Yes.
But whatever.
But I think that it's really compatible with just people who are acting on this way. And I really appreciated the way we met on social media, like just like this, and I just sent you a message and was like, oh my God, what is this? It's just so amazing. You registered just quickly after, and there is not many people who are like you, like so spontaneous, like just feeling the hurt feeling, and like, okay, I just need to go, I go. And I think this is this compatibility, because Tachyon is like this also. So for people who are intrigued by that, just they have to ask this question, like, are there someone compatible with the spontaneous with spontaneity in life? And definitely you had that, and that's why you just make things really wonderful with that for yourself also. So for people who want really to reach that, if they are curious, like, they can reach you, they can ask for your experience, because you know the way now, and you are actually the only one. So, like, people, let's go. Follow Maria.
I know. I mean, isn't that what we've been taught by Olivier and Paul and the people that are with Tachyon? Tachyon is the fire, they ignite the fire. And I'm already fire. It's like, it's there. So you just go, oh, there you go. Here we go. Let's go. So, but it's great to be able to put a name, a theory, a thing to it, right? Because sometimes I feel like it's there. Where is it coming from? And then now I'm conscious of where it comes from, and I can harness it at will and be more directive, rather than just kind of on off. Sometimes it's there, sometimes it's not there, right? So it's consistent and there all the time. So that's really perfect.
Super great. So thank you for this short review. We keep in touch. Definitely people can start to follow your adventure with Tachyon. And let's spread the game.
Definitely. I mean, I've got a link for people that are interested. Just message me, and I've got a link if you want to know more information, or we can just talk about it, or we can get Laissa and I to talk about it with you. I mean, whatever it takes for you to realize this is the game changer. This is the new way. This is the 2023 and beyond, right? If you're not on this, it's life is hard. So, you know, make it easy, make it limitless. Do it.
Super.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. See you very soon.
Bye.